So let's start from the variance. I discuss geometric mean range variance. Okay, my screen visible? Class, is my screen visible? So
Yes, ma'am.
range is calculated by the largest observation upon minus smallest observation. Now the variation is denoted by the sigma or s small s. Variance and its related measures, standard deviation, are most important strategy used to measure the variability. Variability means variation in the data or the changes rate of changes in the data is called as variation. They also play a vital role in almost all statistical inference procedures. Two types of variations are there, or two type of variation formulas are there. One is for population, and other one is for sample. One is for population, other one is for sample. Population sample is denoted by sigma, and sample variance is denoted by s square. The formula is I equal to 1 to n xi minus mu square upon n. It's a population variance, and the sample variance is the same formula with the n minus 1. One more shortcut formula is there to calculate the variance is 1 upon n minus 1. I equal to 1 to n xi whole square minus I equal to 1 to n xi whole square. First take the summation and then square it. You will get the variance. So note it down all these formula and we'll discuss one question. I'm coming in 1 minute only.
And what is xi in this? What basically xi
Xi
denotes?
is the individual value. X1,
Okay.
X2, X3. Note down formula coming in 1 minute.
Ma'am, your screen is not visible.
So this is the formula for population variance. This is the formula for sample variance. Xi is equal
Ma'am,
to,
your screen is not visible.
oh, sorry. Note down this formula. Okay. Summation I equal to 1 to n xi. What does it mean? x1 plus x2 plus x3 up to n. Right? Mu is what? Is the mean for population. X bar is what? Is the mean for sample. Class, can I proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, this is the formula for shortcut method. Summation I equal to 1 to n xi square minus summation I equal to 1 to n xi whole square. Now let's discuss one example. Here, here, following is the sample consists of number of 6 students applied for the, this is the data. Find its mean and variance. To calculate mean, what is the procedure? 17 plus 15 plus 23 sum of all observation upon total number of observation. Sum of all observation upon total number of observation. This will be the mean, right? Right? Is this clear? Now to calculate the sample variance, okay? Sample mean and summation of all observation upon total number of observations. So this will be the mean. Sample variance xi minus x bar. You have to subtract all the values one by one from each individual observation. Subtract mean from each individual observation and square it. This one divided by n minus 1, you will get sample variance. Okay. Sample variance by shortcut method xi square, first square individual observation, then add, then first add, then square this one and divide, you will get the variance. Is this clear?
Ma'am, can you explain it again once, please?
The formula to calculate sample variance is what? Xi minus x bar square, xi minus x bar whole square, right, upon n minus 1. Okay. So first calculate the x bar. X bar is what? It is the mean. So x bar is addition of all observation upon total number of observation. This is the definition of mean, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is the mean. Now sample variance xs square is xi minus x bar square, means you have to subtract from x1 minus x bar, x2 minus x bar, x3 minus x bar, means subtract mean from each individual observation like this. Okay. So 17 minus 14 whole square, this is what? This is your x1 minus x bar whole square, right? The first observation. Then x2 minus x bar whole square. Second observation, right? Then x3 minus x bar whole square. Are you with me? This is
Yes, ma'am.
not
Yes, ma'am.
x3. This is a standard formula to calculate variance. And variation in the positive form, you have to square, right? This difference may be positive, may be negative. So to get the positive value or the total variation in the data, the positive with the positive value, you have to square all the differences, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So either by this way you can calculate the sample variance, or by this shortcut method also you can calculate the sample variance. Okay. Now a friend calculate a variance and report that it is minus 25. How do you know that he has made a serious calculation error? Now tell me. Exactly. It will never be negative. Why? Because this is the S square values, right? So minus 25 is not a valid variance value. Now when you take the square root of variance, you will get the standard deviation. Standard deviation is what is for population is denoted by sigma, and for sample it is denoted by S. Population standard deviation under root of sigma square under root of variance of population, and this is under root of variance of sample, right? Now in with Excel This is the sequence: data, data analysis, descriptive statistics, and by this way you can calculate the descriptive statistics value in Excel. Okay, let me show you.
How to interpret this value?
Interpretation for standard deviation.
Yes,
Standard
ma'am.
deviation 3 or standard deviation 9 means your data varies around the mean by 3.09. See, here two values are there, two observations are there, current 7 iron and new 7 iron. In current 7 iron, standard deviation value is 5.79, and in this one, new 7 iron, the standard deviation value is 3.09. So, which one is better?
3.09.
3.09. Why? Because the variation in data is less, means data is more consistent, right? Yes, everyone. Are
Yes,
you
ma'am.
with
Yes,
me?
ma'am.
Yes,
Got
ma'am.
it.
Means data is more variant, more consistent. That's the reason it is called as introduction about the data. Your descriptive
Then, ma'am,
statistics.
what should be the minimum value for the standard
Minimum
deviation?
value closer to zero.
Okay,
If the standard deviation value
non-negative value.
non-negative value close to zero means very less variation is there. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Now suppose this is the data. Okay. This is the data, and I want to calculate descriptive statistics about these observations. Okay. So I can calculate it by data, data analysis. One tool is there, descriptive statistics. Okay. Then input range, select this input range. Then output range, output range is click on a cell where you want output. Okay. Summary statistics and okay. See,
So, ma'am, is there any formula to calculate this if I want to calculate it
yes,
individually?
yes, yes, you can calculate individually. Now you tell me na, to calculate mean, what is the formula? We have already discussed all this,
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Is
right?
equal to mean.
Mean is equal to average, standard
Average.
deviation STDV,
STD.
median MEDIN, MOD, standard deviation STDV. Sorry, this is standard error. Sample variance, we just calculate this. You can calculate the variance here also. This average function, this is the data, and enter C 5.58, right?
No, ma'am, I know
Standard
about the average and I just want to know about the standard deviation.
SPDV, calculate this, select this, C 2.43.
Okay, ma'am, got it.
You got it?
Because in my
So,
Excel there is the formula is not showing for standard deviation, maybe because of some issue.
okay, SPDEV, this one, right? So this is the
Yes, ma'am.
So this is the introduction. What if you are having 2000 observation? What exactly the data is? I can get the idea from here. That's the reason it is called as descriptive statistics. The whole description about the data. Now I can choose which method I can apply for this type of data, this type of with this type of variation, with this type of standard deviation, with this type of mean. So I will get a brief idea about the data set, and then I can apply, or I can choose the number of function for the model, right? Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Got it.
So this is standard deviation, variation. Now, one more rule is there to interpret standard deviation. When the data distribution is bell-shaped, when the data distribution is bell-shaped mean symmetric around the mean. We have discussed this word bell-shaped,
Normal distribution.
normal distribution. Symmetric around the mean means this distance and this distance is equal if the data normally distributed around the mean. In other language, if the data is equidistant from around the mean. Okay. If this distance x1 is equal to x2, then bell-shaped curve will be there, right? So when the data distribution is bell-shaped or normal distribution curve is there, at that time we can apply the empirical rule. What is empirical rule? If the data or observation falls in one standard deviation of mean, I repeat, if all the observation falls between one standard deviation of mean, 60% of all the 68% of all the observation falls between this range. If the data is in distribution is between two standard deviation of mean, 95% of all the observation falls within this range. If the data distributed three standard deviation of mean, it means 99.7% of all the observation falls between this range. Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, I have
Huh?
a doubt.
Hmm.
Ma'am, you are saying if the data falls between the two, within the one standard deviation,
Hmm.
so every observation is within the one standard deviation only, right? That means.
No, no. For that, you have to calculate the standard deviation. What exactly the values of one standard deviation? If these values of this range, suppose let's discuss one example.
Yes,
Give
ma'am.
me 1 minute. Huh? This is the diagram. This is one standard deviation. Check the range whether that range is between 1s. If it is between 1s, then 68% of all the observation falls between this range, right? If it is 2s, then 95% of observation falls between this range. If it is 3s, means 99% of all the observation falls between this range, right? Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, let's discuss one example. The set of data whose histogram is bell-shaped. The set of data whose histogram is bell-shaped means normally distributed. It's a mean and standard deviation of 50 and 4. Approximate what portion of the observations are in between this range. I repeat, a set of data whose histogram is bell-shaped yields a mean and standard deviation of 50 and 4. Approximately what portion of the observations are in between 46 and 54? Now, 99%. How to calculate this?
Ma'am, 50 minus 4 and 50 plus 4.
Aditi, how to calculate this 99%? This is your 50, right? And standard deviation is 4.
Ma'am,
Now,
68
first, let me finish first. This is one standard deviation. Let's first calculate the 1s distance. 1s means 50, 50 plus 1s and 50 minus 1s, right? 50 minus 1s. So 50 plus 1s means 50 plus 1 into 4. It will give you 54. And this is 50 minus 1 into 4, which is 46. So this 46 and 54 is the range of 1s. Agree? What does it
Yes,
mean?
ma'am.
It means 68% of
8%.
all the observation falls between this range by the empirical rule. Are you with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Is this
Yes,
clear?
ma'am.
तो 3 का है कहाँ अभी? ये 46 और 54 तो 1s का डिस्टेंस है ना, रेंज है ना? यही तो स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन 4 आ रहा है, लेकिन आप जब यहाँ 50 से इस पॉइंट पर आएंगे, सो दैट विल बी 50 माइनस 1s, राइट? एंड दिस 50 माइनस 1s पर s तो स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन है ना, तो आप क्या लिखेंगे? 50 माइनस 1 इंटू 4, विच इज 50 माइनस 4, इट रिजल्ट 46. एग्री? और जब आप 50 से 1s आगे जाएंगे तो क्या होगा? 50 प्लस 1 इंटू एस मीन्स 50 प्लस 1 इंटू 4, दैट विल रिजल्ट 54. So this is the range of 1s. What does it mean? It means that I can interpret by the empirical rule 68% of all the observation falls between this range. Is this clear or not? Are you there? What happened? Where the confusion is? No, 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 no. Wait, Aditi, wait. This is yours 2s, suppose.
That would be
Right?
50 minus 8 and 50 plus 8.
That
50
would
is the
be
mean.
50 minus 2 into s, right? And 50 plus 2 into s. Let's calculate for 2s. So it will be 50 minus 2 into 4. So 50 minus 8, it means 42, right? And here 50 plus 2 into 4, so it will be 58. This is the range of, see, 42 and 58, it is the range of 2s. What does it mean? I can interpret 95% of all the observation falls between this range. Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
For 3s, it will be 50 minus 3s and 50 plus 3s. Okay. So calculate 50 minus 3s. 50 minus 4 3s are 12. It will return 38, right? And for this 50 plus 12, 62 means this is the range of 3s. So what should be my interpretation? 38%, 99% of all the observation falls between this range. Yes, class.
Yes, ma'am. Got it.
Got it? Aditi?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Got it? फर्स्ट चेक द रेंज. ये रेंज आप पहले चेक करो, ये कौन सी रेंज है. उस रेंज में आप उसको इंटरप्रेट करेंगे, राइट? हाउ टू चेक द रेंज? बाय 1s, बाय 2s और बाय 3s, राइट? A set of data whose histogram is extremely skewed. Now for the skewed data, when the data is not bell shaped, what does it mean? When the data is skewed, at that time we use Chebyshev's theorem. Okay, when the data is bell shaped, we can apply which one? Empirical rule. And when the data is skewed, at that time we can apply Chebyshev's theorem. Chebyshev's theorem is used for standard deviation 2 standard deviation. It is not applicable for 1. So how to interpret this? If my range is between one standard deviation of mean, if my range is between one standard deviation of mean, there is no interpretation of the data distribution. Okay, no interpretation. But when it is when my data distribution is around one standard deviation of mean, there is no interpretation in Chebyshev's theorem for one standard deviation of mean. But for 2s, the data distributed around, I think, 75% of all observation falls between two standard deviation of mean. The same is with three standard deviation. 88.9% observation falls between three standard deviation of mean. Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Is this clear, everyone?
Ma'am, so what for k when equal to 1?
There is no interpretation for k
It
equal
will
to
be
1.
0,
There
right?
is
So
no, no,
what?
no, not exactly 0. Very less observations are there which are in between 1s.
Observations would be 0, we can say that.
Yes,
Ah.
right? So let's
Ma'am, is
solve
there
this.
any theorem exclusively for this part? K is equal to 1. I mean,
No, no.
okay.
It means it means data very less data distributed around k equal to 1 or within 1s range.
Yes, ma'am. Like even though it's skewed, the mean value will be there for every data, and standard deviations we can calculate, ma'am.
Yes,
So,
yes, yes. Because it is skewed, no?
of course, ma'am, it's skewed only. But even though that small part, what if our area of interest is in that part? Is there any theorem that explains this particular condition?
No, no. There is no theorem for this.
Acha, okay.
Let's start from k equal to 2. Okay?
K is equal to 2. Okay, ma'am.
Yes. Now let's solve this question. Done?
Ma'am, 95% and 99.97%. A and B.
95% means this is the range for.
A for 46 and 94.
No, no. This is
Between
2s range,
46.
na?
Huh?
This is
Two
2s
standard
range,
deviation.
na? Yes, 2 standard
2S,
deviation.
2S, yes. Two standard deviations, and the next one is three standard deviation.
3 standard deviation. Data is skewed means not bell shaped. So we can draw the diagram something like this. This is the mean. This one standard deviation. For 1s there is no interpretation, so we can directly calculate it for 2s. This is minus 2s. This is plus 2s. Minus 2s means 70 minus 2s, and plus 2s means 70 plus 2s. So substitute the value of s. Here s is 12. 12 to the 24. So 70 minus 24, or here 70 plus 24, right? So 70 minus 24, it will be 46, and this will be 94. 46 and 94, it is the range of 2s. So as per the Chebyshev theorem, 75% of all the observation falls between the 2s range. Yes, class. Are you with me?
Yes, ma'am. For 2 is 75%.
Yes, yes, 75.
Ma'am, 90, 75%.
Right. And for 3s, it will be
88 point,
You wrote
88.
95, I think, ma'am.
No, no.
88.9, yes, ma'am.
Okay, I crossed this 75. Actually, this cursor is not properly working. Yes. Are you with me?
Yes, ma'am.
So, which theorem we can use is
Chebyshev
decided
theorem.
by the it is decided by the distribution of data. If the data distribution is bell-shaped, we can go for empirical. If it is skewed, then we can go for Chebyshev's. Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubt, Aditi? Is this clear or not? So this is one more set. Calculate the range or interpret the data. Done? Yes, class. Are you there?
Ma'am, it is skewed or it is normally distributed? They didn't mention.
It is skewed.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, first one we can't determine. Second one is 75.
Yes.
Third one is 88.9.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, done. Can I proceed? Yes, class. Done or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I
Yes,
proceed?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So now it is clear what is empirical rule and what is Chebyshev rule, right? Now the next is measures of relative standing. The measures of relative standing is calculated by the quartile. Quartile is what it is. There are three types of quartile, basically three types of quartile. First is 25th, 58th and 75. 25th quartile is called as the first quartile. 25th percentile is called as first quartile. 52nd quartile is called as 50th percentile, which is also called as median, and the upper quartile is called as 75th percentile. Actually, it shows the proportion of data above a particular range. I repeat, it shows the portion of data above a particular range. So the first quartile actually it shows the 25th percentile, means 25% values are below that range and 75% values are above that range. You know na percentile system.
Yes,
In
ma'am.
our exams also two type of evaluation system is there. One is percentage, other one is percentile. What is percentage system?
Ma'am, percentage is per 100 marks, how much we got. Percent,
Yes,
we say. And
yes,
percentile is, instead of 100, we will take the total number of guys participating and out of which how much he got.
yes. Means it is the relative position of your total marks, right? Same thing is here. It's the percentile system. Relative position of 25th percentile means what? 25% values are below that value and 75% values are above that value. Are you agree with this? Suppose in exam I got 25%. My percentage is 25. What does it mean? With respect to the highest percent, 25% students are there who are having less than my marks, and 75% students are there who are having greater than my marks, right? And this is the actual definition of percentile. Yes, class.
Ma'am, please explain it again.
Percentile, it is the relative position with respect to the highest value. In percentage, we calculate your position or your percentage with respect to 100. While in percentile, it is the relative standing. Okay, highest mark is suppose 25. So, with respect to the 25, how much I am getting, that is what, that is my relative position. Related to the highest position, right? So first quartile it represents 25th percentile. When location of 25th percentile means 25% values are less than that value and 75% are higher than that value. Q2 it is 50th percentile. What does it mean? It means that this is the data distribution, this is the location of 50th percentile means 50% values are below that value, 50% values are above that value, right? Yes, suppose 1 to 10. This is these are the number. Okay, 1 to 10. Now I want to calculate 50% of 1 to 10. Now tell me, what is the 50% of 10? 5 means what? This is this is first position, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, and 10th. This is the location or position. Okay, either location or position. Now value at that position is also 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Up to 10. Now value at this position. At first position value is 1, at second position value is 2, third 3. Okay, Now the 50% means center of this position is 5. Agree? Agree with me or not? Yes, I will explain. I will take the second or third example also. First tell me, this is the center location, fifth position. So the value at the fifth position means at the 50% is 5. Agree? Yes, 50th position means value at the center is 5 here. Means 50% values are less than 5 and 50% values are greater than 5. Let's discuss one example. Now to calculate the location of a percentile. Location of percentile is calculated by this formula. LP is equal to n plus 1 p by 100, where LP is the location of pth percentile. Okay. LP is equal to n plus 1 p by 100, where LP is what? It is the location of pth percentile. Now let's discuss one example. Suppose this is the data. This is our data set, right? First, we have to arrange the data into ascending order. Now we want to calculate 25th percentile, the value at 25th percentile. Arrange the data. First, this is the first position, second, this is third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and so on. Now to calculate the 25th percentile, the formula is L25. N plus 1, n is what? Total number of observation up to 10, right? Into which percentile we are calculating here? 25th percentile. So 25 upon 100, it returns 2.75. 2.75 is what? It is the location of 25th percentile. Is this clear? We have discussed this is the formula to calculate the location of any percentile. This is the location value, right? So in this case, L25 is what? It is the location of 25th percentile. So location of 25th percentile is 2.75. Are you with me? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
This is the location of 25th percentile. Give me 1 minute, huh? It is urgent call. Give me 1 minute only. Yes. So this is the location of 25th percentile, right? Now to calculate the value at this location, how to calculate the value at second location, right? Value at second position plus 0.75. 2.75 means 1, okay, 2, 3. So 2.75 somewhere here, right? Plus, are you with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Means value at second position. Listen it carefully. Value at second position plus 0.75 portion of the value distribution or data distribution between third position and second position, right? So in this case, value at second position plus 0.75 value at third position minus value at second position. This is 0. This is 1. This is 2. This is 3. This is 4. So value at second position is 0 plus 0.75. The value between third position means 5 minus second position 0. When you calculate this, you will get 3.75. Is this clear? Yes, class. Is this clear or not?
Yes, ma'am, clear.
Clear. Now calculate the value for 75th percentile and tell me.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes,
Is it 16?
16.
Yes, ma'am.
Wait. Yes, it is 16. Yes, class. Calculate it.
मैम 16 में
16 आ गया सबका?
Yes, ma'am, 16.
16 means your location value is 8.25, right now? 10 plus 1, 75 upon
Yes, ma'am.
100. So it will be 8.25. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Means it will be 8 position value 14 plus 0.25, 9 position value 22 minus 14. Right now? So when you solve this, you will get 14 plus 2 means 16. Right? Yes, class, are you getting the same?
Yes, ma'am, got it, 16.
Got
yes
it?
ma'am
See, 16. This is the position. This is the value. This is the position. This is the value at that position. Is this clear? Try to note it down. It will be more easy to understand. In note here, position equal to LP is equal to N plus 1 into P upon 100. Done? Yes, class, done or not?
Done, ma'am.
Can I proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So by this way you can calculate interquartile range. Interquartile range, it is denoted by Q3 minus Q1. Okay. Interquartile range measure the spread of middle 50% of all the observation. Now calculate this. Calculate the first, second and third quartile for the following. Calculate it and show me the result.
Ma'am, small doubt. We need to arrange this in any order.
Yes, I already explained it. First arrange the data in ascending order.
अच्छा, yes, ma'am.
पहले वो करो. अगर आपने असेंडिंग ऑर्डर में नहीं किया तो आंसर गलत आएगा.
Yes, ma'am. I also got the wrong answers.
Three point five, 5, and 7.
3.5, 5 and
7.
7. Yes, everyone. Are you getting the same?
Ma'am, for me it is 4, 8 and sorry, 3, 5 and 7, not 3.5.
Yes, class. Are you getting the same result? Is it 3? It is 3.5, right now? 5 and
Yes, ma'am.
7.
First one, yes, ma'am. 5 and 7.
Yes,
I found
everyone.
it. I found it 3.5, but Harshil found it 3.
3. Okay. So what is the location value for L25? Yes. What is the location value?
4, ma'am.
4. So the 4 will be start from this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the first one, right? For L50, what is the location value?
8.
Ma'am,
8. So 8 position 4th this one, then 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th. Yes, it is 5. And for L75, what is the
12th position. 7.
what
12th
what is
position.
which one?
12th position, ma'am.
12.
Answer is 7.
Okay. 8, then after 8, I think it is 9. Then 10.
No, ma'am, there is also 5 there.
Yes. This is 9. Then 10. Then 11. Then 12. One more 7 is there? No. So this is 12 position L25. Is it clear?
Position is 7, ma'am.
How? See, this is 1. Where is 1?
Ma'am, there is one more 4. You missed that.
Yes, ma'am. There
Yes,
are 3 4s.
yes.
Ma'am.
Okay. So it will be 8. No, it will be 7. So is this clear? How to calculate?
Yes, ma'am.
So the descriptive measure is clear now. Okay. Any doubt? Any query? Any suggestion for me? You can solve all this also. So should I stop here?
Yes, ma'am.
We'll start probability from the next lecture.